Where do you live? Off in a corner to yourself, hidden away from the world's loudness, offering serenity, yet so many refuse and neglect, as if you're an unaffordable luxury. Why I don't comprehend. You're not flashy nor sexy, but you're not starved for attention like call me or text me. Rock City the Soul, man. Rock City the Soul Man checking in on another episode of Pass the Mic. Today's episode, we're going to be speaking of finding peace. Finding peace. And it's kind of similar to stillness, yet it is also vastly different. It it ruminated in my mind when I was thinking about my 20s as opposed to my 30s and how those two periods are almost day and night in contrast to one another. See, in my 30s, and I won't say exactly what that second number is after the three, all I'll say is I'm closer to that side than that side. Let me still feel young, please, even though my bones ache. But in my 20s, it was more tumultuous, more of a runaround where loudness and different crowds provided that excitement and thrill. Different circles, as opposed to my 30s, where that same loudness doesn't have that appeal no more. In fact, some places just be that too loud, too much, man. I need myself to think. I need it. And see those different crowds and those circles, they don't mean as much. See, in my 20s, there was almost this need to know what everyone was up to and to be known for what I was up to, keeping tabs on one another. Seeing people often was the norm. And now it seems like a rarity. Not on purpose, of course, because back then there was less responsibility, more energy, and an inclination to be out and about, but also the need to be social, to be accepted, even if that meant doing things that cost yourself or just simply going with the flow when it wasn't the right thing. The 30s, you know yourself better. You don't have to chase things. You settle, and more often than not, you let things be what they are. Of course, responsibilities and other obligations plays a huge role. People start families and all of that. But it's also that we've developed. We've understood some things along the way, and majority of us have almost had an awakening and now seek peace. And with it, we would protect it at all costs. See, this result of less energy of being afraid or being worn thin, is it that? Or knowing that perhaps we squandered many a moments on things, situations, people that maybe didn't quite warrant it. And of course, in your 20s, you're at the shore about to dive into this vast ocean that is life, and you can swim this way and you can swim that way. A whole world is in front of you. Whereas your 30s, we have swam a few kilometers in, and now suddenly that big blue ocean isn't feeling as massive, and the shore is still visible, of course, but it's a bit blurry and faded, not out of picture, but not in focus. Or is it with maturity through life doing what life does, wisdom has been attached to us, and an attribute of such is the desire to find peace and bathe in it. Only do what is necessary, and all else gets snipped away. And along with that swim into that big blue ocean, each stroke, each kilometer added to our journeys, we start to fully appreciate. There's a immense gratitude for it. See, peace is a part of the pact. Without peace, it all becomes null and void. With peace, it all starts to make sense. So 20s or 30s, it's all just perspective. And it's the way you approach life. See, peace is always there for the taking. It just seems to be taking a bigger role now as the ocean becomes less daunting and not as large as it once appeared. Finding peace is like removing the life jacket and knowing that even in that vast big blue ocean that you will not submerge. You may not have it in you to swim here and swim there, but each moment is done with purpose and intentionality. So swim. Enjoy it. So let's get into the first piece called Don't Be a Stranger. Don't be a stranger. Because we need peace more than we know it. Don't be a stranger. Don't make me wait any longer. I've been speaking highly of you. Give me everything, not a small preview. I always wanted, but these days I've seemed to need you. That loudness tones down, hands down, and a calm that overtakes exactly what I require. I used to find you boring, now you're all that I admire. Staring at you with googly eyes, overcoming the years of lies, where chaos and hustle were praised, and you were casted aside as something that puts one in an unwanted daze and exercise of non-productivity. How all of those moments were squandered, how I got through life without you is what I wonder. If you're a spell, well, go ahead and put me under. If you're a spell, well, go ahead and put me under. Don't be a stranger. Let me know your thoughts on finding peace first and foremost. How do you go about it? What are the methods you use? And is it as important as I'm speaking right now? Sorry. As life gets more busy and responsibilities are tagged on us, I think finding peace becomes incredibly important. To dip our feet in it, even if we can't fully bathe in it. So do tell your experiences with this. Let me know how you enjoyed the first piece called Don't Be a Stranger. Like, subscribe, comment. It's always appreciated. Now, without a further ado, let's get into the second piece, Finding Peace. Where do you live? Off in a corner to yourself, hidden away from the world's loudness, offering serenity, yet so many refuse and neglect, as if you're an unaffordable luxury. Why? I don't comprehend. You're not flashy nor sexy, but you're not starved for attention like call me or text me. You are you. A safe space that has the entire universe captured. You don't try to barge in or budge in. You wait for your turn. It's up to them. You don't condemn. Remaining steadfast in your vision. Even if they can't see it, why should you go blind in search of? You're not a seeker, but one to be seeked, given the one standing a much needed seat. Now if they choose to stand, no complaints of weary feet. You're there in the shadows, and they'll come when they can no longer stand the heat. And they will come when they can no longer stand the heat to find you, find peace. Finding peace. It gets more and more critical each and every day. I think the sooner we start to incorporate peace in our lives, the better they become. Find your way of finding peace. It's there waiting for us. A remedy, a cure, something that you can hold within. Something that we need not to feel like we're wearing thin. Once again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about that second piece, Finding Peace. I like that one personally. That one hit me deep. Look at me bragging about my own shit. Very humble. Find your peace and distribute it to the world. Let that be a lesson. Good things are still coming. Okay, working on it. I got a few things in the bag that I haven't brought out, so my apologies. But I've been trying to find peace. I guess I should end this by saying peace. This has been another one, another episode of Pass the Mic. It's your boy, Rock City the Soul Man. Rock City the Soul Man checking out. Peace.